This is Charlie with Anything for Adventures, and today I'm explaining the proper site selection. You look for Widowmakers, drainage. I call it the 5 W's. The wind and weather, waterways, Widowmakers, wildlife, and walkways. Here is an example of a Widowmaker right here. This on my property is ready to come down at any time. We get a big storm, big windstorm, it could come down. If I put my shelter right here, that would come down on me and that would kill me. Here's another example of a Widowmaker. If I put my shelter right here, it could have come down right over me. You can see back there, it's broke, and I've come back and I've tried to cut it, but this right here would have killed somebody if we would have had our shelter right here. But what you're looking for with the wind is you don't have to get to the very top of a hill. You can get on the military crest of a hill. It's where you can't see your silhouette at the top of a hilltop. If you're walking at night, you come down a few feet where if the wind's coming this way, the hilltop blocks it. So that way you're out of the elements and the wind. Water, you want to make sure that you don't put your campsite right by the water's edge or where water runs off. If you put your campsite by the water's edge out in the desert, a lot of people have camped 10 feet from where a dry creek bed was, and then they had a flood and it come down and washed them down and they drowned in their tents. And if there's a little water drain off, you don't want to sleep in the water runoff because it can do the same thing. Widowmakers, wood, you want to look not just for the trees to come down, but limbs as well. This past weekend, some buddies and myself went camping, and there was a poplar tree. The poplar trees, they're real dangerous about rotting, and within a couple years of them standing up, they'll just fall. We got out there, we could see that it was unstable. We pushed on it 3 times, and it come down right where we were going to put our tents. So that's what we were looking for with Widowmakers. And then walkways. As you can see here, there's a little walkway right here. You wouldn't want to put your tent or your tarp or your shelter right in the way that would hinder somebody from walking through, or wildlife as well. If you put it on a game trail in the middle of the night, you're in bear country, a bear may just walk right over you. You might be desert. Deers, they'll come right through your campsite. Whenever I was a scout leader, what I tried to do is I tried to put their tents in a C. That way, if wildlife did come through and they hit a tent and they bounced back, they had an escape route. Like in a C, if we put it in like a wagon wheel, like some people like to do, the animals would bounce back and forth, go through the tents, and could do some real damage. And that's all I got is the 5 W's. Wind, weather, that's 1. Water, Widowmakers, wildlife, and walkways. I've got to put up a shelter. Not much better than an old military poncho. You can do so much with this. So let's get started. Just using 550 cord. And what I'm going to do today is over on this side, I want to put up a Siberian Hitch on this side. Or so I thought. I'm gonna have to reinvent the wheel on this. There we go. Wasn't holding my head right or something. Now on this side, I'm going to use a trucker's hitch. So I say. Now, I'm making Prusik knots. I'm just tying this off with 550 cord. You can make a loop, and from there you can just stick the loop through and then put a stick in to hold it in place, but I'm just going to tie it off. Use a square knot. Run out of 550 cord. Okay, I had to take and make a couple of tent stakes because what I was putting in the ground wasn't working. It's about 1 p.m. and you can see how much shade that this has under here right now. And over time, your shelter is going to kind of sag a little bit. All you do is use your Prusik knots and pull, and it tightens everything up. And your tout line.